Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. This is Kana, you're in my corner, and I have a very special guest in the corner.
I'm Xanthe Huynh, and I am a voice actress.
Now, I saw on your bio that you went to school for acting as well, but I assume that your first real brush with acting was Anime Expo, where you got a chance to do AX Idol, yes?
Yes, it was. It was kind of strange because before then I didn't even think of doing voice acting. It was something that was sort of dormant, I guess, because I was always just doing theater, and I was such a huge fan of anime. And then I was just kind of talking about it with some friends and about, well, wouldn't it be great if I was able to do voices for anime? And they told me, oh, you should do AX Idol at Anime Expo. And so I looked into it, and I signed up, and I was super nervous because and I also, it was terrible because I had bought my badge for the wrong days because for some reason I didn't realize that the auditions were on day one, and then I think it was day two that they would have the finals, and I had actually bought for day 2 and 3. But luckily they weren't really strict about changing the days for me when I went to pick it up. And and then it was just sort of a scramble for me to find a monologue and cram it in a few days.
Was it very emotional? Did you try and go over the top, or did you do something uber cutesy?
It took a while for me to find a monologue that I really liked because I was trying to look for something that showcased a lot of emotional range so that I felt like I wasn't just doing like just one character. And so I chose, what did I do? I think I did a character from Lucky Star because she would be super cutesy and then she would be really angry in the next moment. And so I used that, and I guess they really liked it. But yeah, that whole week I was so nervous all the way up until I was up to at the mic. But once I got up there, then I just kind of got into sort of like a zone where I tried to pretend that I was by myself and just went all out.
Well, now once you were up at the big stage where you're in front of everybody and all the judges are in front of you and you're at like the finals, were you shaky? Were you nervous? Did you think you did okay? What was going through your head?
Oh my goodness, I was so nervous. I was shaking even when I was up at the mic. My knees were buckling, and I felt like the room was like 100 degrees, and which it wasn't. It was very heavily air conditioned. But when I first started speaking, I got so nervous that I started to forget my monologue. And so I said the first 3 words, and then I started just mumbling because I didn't know what to say. And then finally it just kind of clicked and came back, and I just continued on, which I was, usually when I would start forgetting my lines, I would freak out and just kind of run out of the room crying, which I did before at another audition the year before. And this time I was like, no, I can't do that because then I'll regret it forever. And persevered and ended up being okay, I guess. Although when I went to sit back down, I didn't think that I made it at all because I'd messed up in the beginning. But I don't know. Like the judges are really, really nice, and I guess they're really forgiving because they know that when you do voiceover work, you don't have to memorize a monologue like you do for the audition.
So when they called your name for the finals or that you made it to the next round, how did you feel?
I was in complete shock because I thought I'd totally messed up my chance. But I was super, super excited. I went up and I was like, is this really happening?
Oh, that's cute. Oh. I'm sorry. I love those moments. It's like, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like you're seeing sparkles everywhere as you're going.
Shoujo bubbles and roses.
Exactly.
And now I'm kind of curious, when you got to the end of it all, and how did that feel when you finally, found out who won and everything that happened? Were you disappointed, or were you okay, or what was going on there?
Oh, no, not at all. By the time we were at the finals, I was so much more relaxed than I was for the auditions. And I was surrounded by so many talented people. And that year, there was, I don't know, they had a lot of problems with scheduling. And so we were postponed for a while. And so all of the finalists, were sitting in the back, and we got to chat and get to know each other pretty well. And so by the time we competed, we were all pretty good friends, I felt. And so I didn't feel like that competitive air at all. And yeah, when Kira Buckman was announced, I was really happy for her because I thought she was amazing, even at the auditions too. And so I don't know, I didn't feel disappointed.
Well, after that, how did you, get your foot in the door for voice acting?
Oh, well, it's really interesting because right after the winners were announced for X Idol and all the judges came off stage, Eric Sherman came up to me and he said, "Don't leave. We want your contact information." And I was like, "Okay." And I guess that even though I didn't win the competition, they still really liked me. And so then they still called me in to audition for them. And so it's like I won, but not officially.
Well, that's cool though. That's like the happy ending,
Yeah, so I guess that even though like I lost it didn't feel like I lost at all. I came to and I got what I wanted pretty much.
And it was a nice experience, and you got to start a new career.
Yeah, it's such a dream come true because I never thought I would do voice acting for anime, for things that I love.
And now I'm sort of curious, when you were asked for your first audition, were you still a little bit nervous, or were you like, I can do this, I'm good, I got this?
Oh my, yeah. I really was nervous because I had no idea what to prepare, what to do, what they expected of me, but I just went anyway, and I showed up, and then before they had me go into the booth, I was just asking everybody around, like, what is this? How does this usually go? And the sound engineer just told me, oh, she'll just like give you suggestions about, oh, can you do this? Yeah, could you do like a young voice? Could you do an older voice? Do you do any character voices? And so we just went through one by one, and I just kind of, they gave me a couple of lines, and I would just read those lines in different ways.
And now,
yeah.
When you finally got cast in your first role, how did you feel? Was that the like hallelujah moment?
What was that again?
When you first got cast in your very first role, excuse me, was that like the hallelujah moment? The lights from heaven, hallelujah.
Oh. Yeah, it was. I was really shocked when they called me for my first role. I was also very excited, and I didn't really know too much of how it was going to be like. I was frantically looking up on YouTube, like, oh my God, what is it going to be like? What should I expect? And this helped a little bit. And when I went in, I first worked with Tony Oliver, and he is the best person to learn from. And so he sort of coached me as I was doing my first recording, like teaching me, oh, this is how you should stand, and this is how you, just like stand still, don't move. You can move your arms and your legs a little bit, but pretty much keep focus here, and then just kind of doing the drill. Like after 3 beats, then you say the line, and yeah.
Well, Tony's really good at that coaching thing. He always does those panels for Bang Zoom where he teaches everybody. So he's a great teacher to have.
Mhm. I'm so glad to have been able to work with him.
And now I'm kind of curious because you've gone to do both video games and anime. Have you noticed a significant difference between the two?
Yes, actually. I remember being very nervous the first time I did a video game because I didn't know what the difference was going to be like. But I feel like I have more freedom when I do video games because I'm not restricted to the mouth flaps that you have to deal with dubs. And since I don't have to worry about that, then I can focus more on the acting. Then I don't have to be splitting my attention. And also, how do you say it? With the video games, the only restriction there is that I have to say the line and match the length with the original. And so that's the only thing that I have to worry about there, but I don't think about that too much because I kind of leave that up to the audio engineers.
Yeah, they have all that fancy technology now that can like just slip your voice over and just put it there.
Yeah. I'm so thankful for that.
I know back in the old days, with all them youngins don't know about it now. They had to do take after take after take. They couldn't slide it over. So it's sad. It's like I'm not even that old, but now I feel like one of those old people with a cane. I need to stop like looking in voice acting history. Bad me. Bad. Now, have you gotten a chance to, see the fan reaction to your roles or to any of the characters that you've played?
I have a little bit. Sometimes I get curious and I go and just search things up. And so far most of the reactions I've gotten are pretty positive. And so, yeah, I'm really thankful for that because I guess I'm kind of fragile. If I were to get anything like super bad, then I would get a little bit downhearted. But it'd be really good motivation for me to try harder next time. To learn from my mistake. Well, okay, maybe I should try to work that habit out, something like that.
Definitely, and you're an anime fan yourself, so you've gotten to experience, the convention circuit. Maybe not as a guest yet or anything like that, but you've gotten to see the fans and how sort of unique they can be. That's the best word I can think of.
Yeah, and I've been there too. I mean, I'm one of those people. I like both subs and dubs, and so I can see how people can be really critical with dubs. And, that only makes me really want to do my best, do a really good job when I do dubs because I want them to be great too.
Well, dubs have essentially come a very long way from, when we were watching them as kids, when, Sailor Moon on TV and all that. Even though I love that dub, you kind of see it sort of just get better naturally. And I don't know if that's because anime fans love it so much that they have to be careful, or people are taking anime more seriously, or anything like that. Do you have an opinion on that yourself?
Well, yeah, I think a lot of work is being put into the dubs now, like especially not just like actors, but we really rely a lot on the directors. Because they're the ones helping you and trying to get you into the feel of things. Like, cause when I go in to record, a lot of times I don't even know that much about whatever show or game it is that I'm doing. And so I have to rely on them to say, okay, this is exactly what's going on in the scene, and your character would probably be feeling like this. And so then you would just record your lines. And so then I think with a lot of their help, it's come a long way, especially with a lot of the translations now. They're doing such a good job with trying to keep it as faithful to the original than probably before, like the whole, calling rice balls donuts.
But they look like such yummy donuts too. Now, I'm sort of curious, do you have any conventions that you're going to in the future as a fan or as possibly a guest that you want to tell the fans or the listeners about?
Not that I know of as of now. I just recently I was at Anime Expo this past weekend. Yes. But I was just kind of there for fun, and I was just there as a volunteer.
Oh, that's cool that you volunteered there. That must have been fun.
Yeah, I love it.
And is there any place where fans can keep updated to that, like Facebook or Twitter or an official website?
Yes, they can check up on my website. I'm probably going to be adding a few more things to it soon. It's still in the works right now, but yeah, they can always check in my website. I have some of my contact information there. Yeah, that's the best way to find out more about me.
And do you have any upcoming projects or projects that you're working on that you can talk about? I know that there's some you can't that you would like to pimp out to the fans out there.
As of right now, not really. I mean, K-On! Volume 2 just came out this week, and that's about all I can talk about right now.
Understandable, but it must be fun to be a part of a show that's big for a lot of people who really like the moe cuteness.
Yeah, I love this show, and I absolutely love my character Ui, because I feel like she's the only time that you get to see the home life of the characters, even though, you never see any of their parents.
Who knows where the parents are? Maybe they're just hiding somewhere, or maybe it's a parent-free world, just like Kingdom Hearts.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
To a degree, but what happens when you become a parent?
Oh no, and then you would disappear.
I know, that would kind of suck. Now, I'm sort of curious, since we're nearing the end of our time together, sad face, if you'd be willing to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
I'd love to.
All right, we put you on the spot for this one, and we do this live on air, so everybody gets to hear your mess-ups. But we'd ask if you'd be willing to do a radio bump for us.
Okay, what do I have to do?
We just ask if you'd be willing to say, hello, my name is, insert your name there, I do this, insert either characters or what sort of acting you do, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
You're tuned into 91.8.
91.8 The Fan.
91.8 The Fan. All right.
So whenever you're ready, we are recording.
Hello, my name is Xanthe Huynh. I am a voice actress. You might know me more recently as Ui from K-On!, and you are tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Oh, look, that's perfect. No bloopers or anything. If it makes you feel better, almost everybody has a blooper, so you get to be in that small percentage who hasn't had one.
Oh, thank goodness.
Is there anything you'd like to tell the listeners out there before we say goodbye?
Thanks for listening.
And thank you so much. This is a lot of fun, and you are ridiculously cute to listen to, so.
Thank you for having me.
For any of you who missed any of this interview, don't fret. It'll be up on the website within the next few days, so keep it tuned to your favorite station, 91.8 The Fan, everything you want and nothing you don't.